Hey, welcome everybody. Sorry for the slightly late start. Just been busy with a few things today. So we're going to be doing Slaanesh vs High Elves. So yet again, a big thank you to the ODM guys. They're going to be coming in, they're going to be playing, and they're going to be helping me discuss the matchup of Slaanesh vs High Elves. And this is going to be for land battles. And yeah, I'm very interested. I think Slaanesh with the update into Immortal Empire certainly got some good range tools and some nice additions that really benefit them in this matchup. I think without those, I think they could certainly struggle. I think this is going to be an interesting one. Maybe Slaanesh favored in my mind right now, but I'll be very interested to see what Loopy and Hanadin think. So that's what we have today. These boys, of course, Loopy massive on his elves, and I think Hanadin's will more than likely be playing Slaanesh, but we'll have to see. But how are we doing, everybody? Hope we're all doing very well. We're going to be having Elo-san, welcome, my friend. Rocket Roo, hello. The new ODM member, I believe. And of course, Loopy, Hanadin's, and the Swiss Pikeman, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Artisan Tech Priest West. So, let's kick off with the boys. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Doing great.
Good. So, what do you guys think about the matchup? So let's, I'll tell you what, both of you send me a private message of what you think, or who you think is favoured in this matchup. We're very interested to see if you have a similar opinion. Okay. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, so the first answer is Hanadin says even, but he's not sure. Loop says, I'm honestly not sure, but from what he's seen at Slaanesh, that's very interesting. Do you think the skirmish cavalry with the magic damage makes a bit of a difference in this matchup?
Not that much actually, because they can be countered by the latency guard.
Yes.
So
Okay.
they are not. Them can be good, but they are not.
I think they're useful against stuff like dragons.
Yeah.
But I hear double star dragon can hurt. Yeah, I think Larry double dragon could be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, but that's
Never actually seen this happen though, so I is how it actually works.
that is something I won't consider just because it shouldn't be legal, to have 2-star dragons.
Sadly, it is.
And yeah, but I guess it won't last long, and I hope we change that soon.
I also think that could Illyrian Reaver archers be very good in this matchup? Because they're going to match the speed of the other skirmish cavalry. They're going to have good range, great mobility. They bring really the trifecta that you want from skirmish cavalry.
They're slower than Slaanesh Cav.
I feel it's always risky to bring. I think it's always risky to bring skirmish cav versus Slaanesh.
A bit tricky.
All right. So here's the question: who's going to play what first? I assume Loopy's going to be the high elves. That's what I predicted in the open stream, and that Hanadin was going to be forced to go Slaanesh.
We can do that, but I guess we can swap.
All right. Wait, you're going to swap out of your high elves? Dear God.
I play Slaanesh, man.
All right. So, So as we go through the builds, as you're making your builds, let's talk a little bit about the matchup. So, what is it that do you think it's often Seaguard, like a spear box, is what you see from the high elves traditionally, or how do you roughly play this here as high elves?
I mean, there's a few things I'd like to try. I think a spear box is probably reliable, but with this, I think you're kind of giving Slaanesh a lot of freedom to do what they want and relying on them making a mistake. The other thing I'd like to try is a kind of kite, but I don't know if that will be able to keep up with the speed of
Slaanesh. Yeah, I was thinking Shadow Warrior Kite with maybe some Illyrian Reaver archers. It might be possible. You have to really focus fire specific units, but I think maybe it's too much.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really had much experience in.
You also have the Heralds of the Wind, which can compete with speed and mobility.
Yeah, they're fast.
Mm.
Might be a good pick.
Because I still think they're the fastest skirmish cavalry in the game. I think.
So, can't remember how fast the Slaanesh cav are. Yeah, they're pretty.
So Slaanesh
They have 90. They have 95 speed.
Yes, so they are going to be faster by 10. So, I mean, 95 compared to 90 is not a huge differential. Yeah, it's an interesting one. So let's see what people are saying in chat. My initial intake is that High Elf needs to forfeit the mobility cav fight, aka only bring cav as an accessory to spear halberd to keep enemy cav from retreating from spear halberds if they dive in. As expected, they are both clueless. So Cypher's already getting on to you, boys.
Yeah, that's
It's funny because I play both of these factions, but I've never played this matchup, so...
It's funny also because I've never seen Cypher jump into one of these live streams.
Well, you can just ask him why he's not playing that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Dishing out the punishment, but actually not playing. That's blasphemous there, Mr. Zypher. I've never considered trying to kite Slaanesh. It seems that they will be one of the worst factions to kite. Well, if we look at their base infantry, so if we take, for example, Marauders, 38 speed, so you would outkite those. Chaos Warriors for sure you'd outkite, but then, of course, Silver Shields would be a bit of a problem with high armor. You'd have to go really cheap cavalry, really cheap skirmish, and Shadow Warriors, and just hope you have a cheap caster that maybe has Net of Amantok, maybe. Net what you need to net, blast what you need to blast, and hopefully you can rip apart the army enough that you can do it. With the Regiment Renowned Lothern Seaguard, do they fire whilst moving entirely, or is it just whilst moving forward?
Just forwards.
It's forward only.
That is a shame, isn't it? That is a shame. Yeah. Because you've got cheap cav options, you've got Illyrian Reavers, Illyrian Reaver Archers. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. Maybe. I think it's one of those ones that's impossible to know unless you take that matchup. It's a very interesting build.
I just start with something.
Oh, really? Okay. That's bold. I like it. I like bold. I like bold.
Let's do that, since I'm not sure how to finish the build either. Otherwise.
So if you're done with your build, I'm just going to ask a couple of questions. Are you locked in, Loopy?
Yeah, I'm.
Sweet. So we'll ask a couple of questions.
I changed it.
Do you mind if I talk about some of your units, or would you rather just play and then we talk about them after?
As you want.
It's up to you guys. You guys are playing, so it depends if it's going to ruin the experience. Do you think?
It's okay to talk about units.
It's
I'm unlocking the.
So Bringers of Beguilement. Go through that. So obviously the Rampage is really nice. What's to stop them from just getting shot or magic damage?
Yeah, they are here to trying catching things, and yeah, Rampage.
Is the Rampage that important in your mind for people at home?
It can be really important, yeah. It can be a game winner.
Okay. And then Loopy, we've gone here. So we've gone... Well, there's a spear in every unit here, that's for sure. So,
yeah, I had no idea what to do, so I just went spears everywhere.
And Teclis on the Firebird. Dear God! I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I'm very excited. Yeah. What's your reason for that? Just Net of Amantok and a good caster that can heal?
Yeah, pretty much. Slaanesh is not going to be able to kill him.
Hey, Qualichar. Zypher's really trying to be mysterious. I don't share my secrets. Listen, Qualichar, if you need to punish him, punish him. You know how to do it.
We'll have to play 10 times with Elves versus Dwarf in a row versus Panther.
Listen, Zypher is known as a dwarf main. Me and Ducky will know it.
Oh yeah, then yeah, he has to play versus Alfredino Skill.
Is Alfredino good with Skaven then, eh?
I mean, that's a good question. He used to be Skaven main, but is he trolley anymore? Is he trolley Skaven main anymore? Yeah, we have plenty of Skaven mains in ODM. We have only.
Love that.
You know, when we are playing Clone War and such, it's always there is always a debate to know who will play Skavens.
Right, so gentlemen, what I'll do, I'll deafen myself up so you boys can give some good banter back and forward, and then I'll cast the game.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we're going to be kicking it off. Panther would be the one suffering. Well, Panther's not here to protect himself, so I'm gonna see what he has to say about that. But in the front line, we are gonna have Silver and Guard. Really good there, of course. You know, Slaanesh, good magic options. So having that spell resistance is, you know, is pretty nice. Good armor. You know, just really good, strong units. You know, give that martial prowess, that 12 melee defense, 2 melee attack is really handy. Bring them up to 54 melee defense. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Silver shields as well. Just overall a very solid unit. In the sky, we are going to have Teclis on the Arcane Phoenix. It looks glorious as hell, I must say. So, of course, bringing that Terror, Fire, and then also Physical Resistance. The Greater Arcane Conduit for that spell mastery as well. As the Wild Heart, Shield of Safri, Kindle Flame, and so we're going to have Net of Amintok, Flock of Doom, Sword of Teclis, Bound Fiery Convocation, and the Potion of Charoi. On the side here of... Oh, looks like so we're going to go Devoted Marauders backed up by Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh. Slaanesh caster here with the Portal Glyph, Lash of Slaanesh, the Pain for Slaanesh, which could be rather interesting, Lucas of Grace, and then we're going to have Blissful Rapture and the Soul Siphon with Arcane Conduit. In the backside, we're going to have 3 units of the Marauders here, the Horsemen, a unit of the Chaos Knights as well, the Bringers of Beguilement, and then just some regular of the Hellstriders. They're very, very strong indeed. In the backside, Spearmen here for the High Elves, and in the middle pocket, we are going to have Lothan Seaguard, including the Regiment of Renown for the Storm Riders. They actually bring Fear, which I think could be quite handy. Just means that Fear there can't get in and do too much up against them. So we're going to be moving around net in the middle. It's going to be netting a lot of cavalry there, and now we can start blasting with the Storm Riders and the rest of the Lothan Seaguard. In the front line here, the Chaos Warriors going to be diving forward. And yeah, they're not going to have too many bonuses here in their stats, the Chaos Warriors. I don't know if the Devoted do either. I think Devoted bonuses infantry of 7. It's actually pretty decent. Portal Glyph in the middle. We should get a summoned Rampage here for the Storm Riders. They've been rampaged by the Pain of Slaanesh, which is really good there to move them forward out of position. And now they're going to be fighting up against the Chaos Knights. We are going to see in the middle the Chaos Furies now fighting in melee combat up against the Regiment of Renown. But I think they have pretty good melee defense up to 53. But of course they're going to be below that hit point pool now of 25%. We're now going to move into the middle and we're going to be fighting up against the Lothan Seaguard shields. And there's a lot of spears around the outside here, as we can see. You know, spears certainly rotating. But this is where all the Slaanesh force is going to be over here. So we certainly want to get some of those around the corner. We have a few units that may be returning here on that right-hand flank. In the middle, Chaos Knights here blockading up against the Marauder Horsemen. Ours leaving over the top here up against the Bringers of Beguilement, which actually have enfeebling foe down. So it looks like we are going to be getting the Master Lord Teclis coming down with all those debuffs, which is always really good up against a very strong unit such as the Bringers. And you've got a Skirmish Cavalry going to be donking on the door here of Teclis. He'll have some healing there with the Potion of Charoi. And in the middle, it looks like the Herald is quite damaged. And maybe Teclis could get in there at some point. Maybe try and finish him off. But you've got to be careful of the cavalry contingent. Coming around the corner, we are going to try and see a little pocket opening here, which we could dive into the middle. We do actually see Devoted Marauders there fighting up against the Lothan Seaguard. Silver Guard fighting as well. It's going to be really hard to get that range in and out. And, you know, of course, shaking it all about. Now, we do have the Big Bird. I don't know if he probably won't have his ability. They normally have a Flamestorm, but I think as Teclis is on there, maybe you can't do it. But we do see diving in the Marauder Horsemen. Don't really want to take on the Spearmen too much here. But it's like they're going to be recharging some of the Hellstriders. Firing in the middle, we do see Marauder Horsemen. Going to be coming around the corner, 2 of them here. Maybe just looking for some cheap picks here and there. Diving in the middle here, Terror and Techless, but of course a lot of immune to psychology for Slaanesh. Which is, you know, it's a bit of a problem there for things like Terror and Fear. Having that map wide is really powerful. Oh, here we go. Bound Fiery Convocation in the middle. This is going to be glorious. Trying to pull out the infantry. Oh, no! He ends up torching actually the majority of his own Silvering Guard. Shame we're not going to see a net followed by that, but, you know, there was still a good element. If we didn't pick that up, moving back with Hanadins, that would have been quite difficult. Bands of Power, really even. In the middle, we are going to see a Chaos Fury summon, the final one here, that's probably going to dart. Oh no, they're shattered, so I don't really know. Fury's just going to be rear charging the Silvering Guard, giving that debuff on leadership. In the middle, we're going to have Silvering Guard fighting here up against Hellstriders, and that whip of Slaanesh going down the line here of the double Silvering Guard. So it looks like we have some Marauders in the back, protected by some Hellstriders. Spearmen coming back round the corner. And it looks like it's going to be a Techless Snipe going down on the Herald. We're going to have Narcissism activated. That's going to pin in place here for Techless. If we get too much though, maybe a Bound Fiery Convocation could come down the line. We do have a Flock of Doom or 2 in the back pocket, but I don't know what we're going to see else going forward. Spearmen moving in, so that maybe the hopes that we can get Techless out. A Potion of Troy maybe to give that damage resistance and healing could be quite nice at this moment, but it will prevent some of the abilities from returning here to the battlefield. So many Spearmen on the battle line. We do see Chaos Warriors still fighting heroically up against those Silvering Guard with that 54 melee defense. It's just absolutely bananas. In the middle, we are going to have Seaguard Shields fighting up against the Knights. And it looks like the Lord Choice is going to be in there as well. Now, maybe a net here on the Cavalry. Fiery Convocation through the middle. And maybe just maybe a Lord Snipe attempt. Could be pretty decent. Looks like we are actually going to get Fascination activated. Really nice stuff. So that's going to be good damage, and it's actually going to be a rampage here into the Marauder Horseman, which is a bit of a shame, but he's going to be on the floor. Now maybe we could move some Chaos Knights in. It's going to be a whip, so good damage there on the Spearman and Silvering Guard. Cavalry move around the corner. It's going to be a beautiful rear charge here up against the Silvering Guard. They will hold, and the Chaos Warriors, that's a beautiful sandwich there of just metal and cavalry. In the sky, we are going to be seeing Narcissism activated again. We're going to get some of those throwing javelins coming across. The magic damage really good up against that physical resistance. Potion of Troy has been activated to prevent that incoming damage and healing as a return. Over on the left-hand side, we do see here Loth and Seaguard getting broken by the Chaos Knights. They'll be charging them off rather quickly. Silvering Guard breaking at the front. 3 units of the Spearmen are going to be fighting in the middle here up against the Devoted Marauders. The Lord Choice is going to be down, so they're actually going to pivot away because we do see the Spearmen charging forward. The Spearmen are going to be careful. They don't really want to get rear charged. And of course, having all those nice bonuses of Slaanesh is really handy. In the middle, Chaos Warriors diving forward. It's going to be a net there of the Hellstriders that just allows the Spearmen to get on top, maybe break this unit. That is going to be rather good indeed. Spell going down, that's going to be the Pain of Slaanesh. Damage and hopefully a rampage, but you have to get 20% damage over time. And it looks like, I believe this is going to be in the favour of the High Elves. I think the majority of that balance of power is going to be forward here from Techless. Bound Firing Convocation is certainly going to be useful here in the end stage. I believe we have 2, but there should be 1 remaining. No, both have been used, so there's none of those left. Mana, I don't know what we're looking at, but Flock of Doom maybe could be useful in a box like this. Is that me? Oh no, it is Slaanesh favoured. Okay, Slaanesh is backing it. I thought Techless was bringing the balance of power, but no, it's not going to be that. A whip down on the side, I think just to get the passives activated there for Slaanesh, but no, it looks like Slaanesh is going to be taking this one. So it's quite interesting. You can see around the pocket, you see quite a lot of the units here of Slaanesh. Not that healthy. And Terror was available on the battlefield. But of course we can't take advantage of that because of that immune to psychology. I was thinking maybe Texas had enough health. So of course you're going to look at the health pools now, but that's going to be with how many units they have left at full health. So this isn't actually a representation of how healthy the units were. They're a lot less healthy than this. I don't think there was anything on the battlefield towards the end that had more than half health. Which is a bit of a shame because, of course, then Terra's kind of wasted on Techless. Really, really good attempts, though. So 650, 1,500. Yeah, the Marauder Horsemen really came in. They came in hard. They did some good damage. 300 there on the Bringers. 500, 950 there for the Devoted Marauders. Yeah, that's some strong stuff. 1.7 there on the Herald. Techless coming in at 2,000. It's quite a bit under par. It's about 3.3k on normal. That's for sure. So let's have a chat here with the boys.
So despite losing the
what happened?
Demonets, well, I'm surprised because despite losing the Demonets, it went fine.
Yeah, I think that. Well, I mean, the first thing that I can see for sure, the Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh. Dear God, 1.5k, 1.3k, 650. That's pretty damn impressive.
They got the Valiant Techless.
Well, but they were shooting Techless.
Yes.
I think my main issue was didn't have any armor piercing. That hurt quite a lot trying to deal with Chaos Knight.
Yeah, I saw you use the Bound Fiery Convocation. I thought you were going to do a net plus Bound Fiery Convocation, but still no. Nearly caught him there, I thought, on his double Chaos Warriors. But
yeah, that have them.
I was explaining to chat that actually, interestingly enough, there was no unit on the battlefield from... I actually thought towards the end it was actually high elf favoured because there was no unit on the battlefield for Slaanesh that had more than half health. And it's just immune to psychology, basically, that was keeping them on the battlefield. Because otherwise, Techless would have started terror out on a lot of things.
No.
Sorry?
But in fact, no, you can't tear out anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, if they hadn't had that immune to psychology, so that's actually really important in this matchup.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's a shame, because like obviously these guys were really holding on to the end. There was no fear, no terror that was having an effect on the battlefield, and some of the cheaper units like Devoted Marauders were fighting up until the last units and just standing pretty strong. So what do you think there, Loopy? What was something that you would change, or what's something you liked about your build, and what's something you would change for maybe the next game?
The thing I would change is probably some armor piercing in place. I'm scared to take Sisters of Avalon because they'll die to a lash.
Yes.
Rampaged into something.
So
I don't know where to get armor piercing from. Take a dragon.
Or would maybe like if you took a caster or something like Pit of Shades, would that be a way forward?
Would, but I think it would just get dodged.
Okay.
Another option would be Fate of Buna or...
Yes. Let's have a look. What other spells has Techless got?
Maybe.
Has Techless got anything else that he can bring to the table?
It's Chain Lightning, but it's a Vortex spell.
Yeah.
We'll miss immediately. I don't think Unfiery Convocation is very good against cavalry.
No, it's not.
Okay, it can be, but I need to win melee.
Yeah. Need to be clumped up in melee, and you need the net.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right there with his spells. I was a bit surprised you didn't take regrowth on his big chicken.
Yeah, I didn't really. I needed it because he has his potion.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Very hard to kill, and he didn't have any other targets for regrowth.
The potion has definitely been buffed, that's for sure. The healing on that was absurdly more than before.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. What about you, Hanadins? What do you think went well for you? What would you change in your matchup on your side?
I'm not sure about the Lord, to be honest, because I'm not able to kill things with it. I mean, I can a bit.
Kill the infantry very quickly with it.
Yeah, with the spells, yeah, but you don't need the Discard toolkit to have the spells.
So
the Fury summons were nice. The fact that it's moving all around the battlefield, it's nice, but that's it.
Would someone like I don't think that Sigvald would be. Would Sigvald be useful in this matchup?
Well,
Sigvald
Sigvald is always
amazing.
annoying by just being there. You know, you don't need Sigvald to to do anything, just to survive.
Yeah.
And Hayab can't really blast him, except with him like on a dragon.
Azael, would you take him?
Wouldn't go for an area
I
though.
was considering taking him. It's basically if I try to build him a bit, it's basically the same cost. It is absolutely the same cost.
Because you could do Phantasmagoria Demon Blade build with him as well. So you could do a bit of like a discourage build.
I could, but I think too kind of too hard to make work.
Okay.
And
It's a lot to
against
time.
high elf, especially against high elf.
Yeah,
And
it is a
I
lot of
like
fun.
the lash and the rampage.
Yeah, I
Because
thought the rampage was really good actually. I saw you rampage the storm in the early stage.
Yep.
You got the storm
With
riders.
the furies on them.
Yeah, it was good. Okay, well, did you guys want to switch sides?
we can, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it looks like here the chat have favoured Slaanesh at 50%, 31% for High Elves, even 6%, 12% were not sure. High Elves should consider a little anti-infantry. It seems counterintuitive, but maybe one Swordmaster of Hoeth and maybe one Ranger. What do you guys think on that? Do you think that maybe one Swordmaster could do well here?
Swordmaster, no.
Okay.
Really. Would rather go Phoenix Guard if I'm leading.
And would you go Regiment Renown for that, for the magic damage, or would you just stay with the regular?
You don't need the magic damage, I think.
Okay.
You don't need it. It's only 10% resist.
And what about Rangers for devoted Marauders? Is there any place for them there in that matchup, or not really?
I think they will still lose.
They have 20% physical resistance. They have more bonus as infantry. What's the other stats look like here?
Yeah, but you forget the fact
Okay.
that the passive of Slaanesh will give him
Yeah.
the Marauders enough stats to actually win the fight,
Really?
I think.
Yeah, I did see you use a whip away from your force to
Yeah,
give the bonus. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah,
It's smart. It's smart.
That was a plus 12 bonus. That was a plus 12 melee attack wisp.
I mean, what is it? It's plus 12 melee attack, plus 4 leadership, I think, right? For the passive.
Yeah, something like this.
I'm pretty sure something like that.
I don't want to say something wrong. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Not 10 seconds.
Yeah, and it's 10 seconds. You know, significant for sure. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so I think that unit you've got there, the 800 gold unit you've got, Hanniden's, is quite a nice one.
Yeah, it is.
Lions? That's the only 800 one.
It's not.
No, there's not. There's multiple 800s actually.
There is others. There is the. Maybe I have the ROR, the Talons of Torcalida.
Oh wow.
Maybe I have some eagle.
A great eagle.
Who knows?
There's great eagles. There's great eagles.
Who knows? Who knows?
But no, I like it for the missile resistance. As well. Good armor, anti-infantry, armor piercing. I think it's a pretty good option.
It's not especially anti-infantry, but.
Yeah, not especially, but I think it would do quite well against like warriors, etc.
Yeah. That's the reason why they are here.
The Rod of Torment. This is an item I don't know.
Remove this.
Oh, it's a bombardment spell.
It's basically a mini bolt thing.
Holy crap, it's 100% armor piercing and 100% armor piercing on explosive damage. That is absurd.
Yeah, but I think it always misses. It's like Doombolt. To walk and to be.
But Doombolt tracks, right?
Yeah, so does this.
Are you joking? And this is a uncommon item. You get 3 spells. Damn.
100 gold.
Damn. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Ah, it's very interesting. Maybe I can't see it on your guy. Would it be at the bottom? Oh, it would be at the bottom, yeah.
There'll be something there. Another time, I guess.
Royal Torment is very good. Yeah, it looks very good, man. Yeah, it looks very good. For 150 gold, three spells, that's pretty insane.
200 gold.
Oh, it's a 200, is it? Ah. I thought uncommons were 150, but maybe it's changed. Yes, let me find you guys on here. ODM. See if I can find a link to your channel. There we go. Sweet. So for any of you guys that want to check out any of the ODM content, I'll leave it here down below. ODM.
I'm not sure of what I'm doing, but let's see.
C'est parti.
There you go, guys. So if anybody wants to check out any of the ODM stuff, that's their Twitch and their YouTube for you. So have you guys still posting videos on YouTube, or you plan to post them?
Yeah.
Or is it mostly live streams?
We haven't done it since
Mostly streams,
2
but
months, but the YouTube channel is not over yet. We just need to have time to post things, you know.
Well, either way, guys, go check them both out. You got Twitch and YouTube there, and you guys stream pretty regularly, don't you? So
yeah.
And are you guys looking forward to Darktide? You gonna be playing Darktide?
Some of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Not snowy.
I don't even know what Darktide is.
Darktide
It's
is
you
40K.
know do you know Vermintide? I guess.
Yeah.
It's the same with Warhammer 40k.
Oh. Okay, I'm interested.
It's in beta now, so if you apply for it, you can get your hands on it. Get some nice early access.
I won't spoil, but apparently there is on the green. Playable.
All right, so it looks like we've gone here with Sigvold. Interesting one.
Oh.
Well, this is going to be interesting. All right, gentlemen, and we have the Regiment of Renown. Oh, the boys are in. Ah, yes. All right, gentlemen, I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
So very interesting. We speak of Sigvold, and Sigvold turns his ugly head, and he's going to be here ready to go. Sigvold here is going to be, of course, with the Auric Armor, the Paragon of Excess, and of course that Perfect Vigor, which is really handy with Slippery, giving him all those juicy stats. 2 of the Marauder Horsemen, So we are going to have some Seekers backed up by the Hellstrider. Seekers really good for the magic and poison. It's going to be a great counter here up against the Regiment of Renown. Where's the bad boys? Show me your face! Here they are. So we're also going to be having the Fireborn. So these boys, really good. 20% physical resistance, 40% fire, 110 armor, fire damage, bonus was large, and just as gangster as ever. These boys are fantastic. I'm not a high elf guy. I'm going to be honest. Now, do you know what? I do like high elves. I'm a dwarf guy, really. But you still got to appreciate some juicy stuff when you see it. And so we're going to have some more Dragon Princes, some Silver Helms, Death Mage with the Starwood Staff, and Fada Buna. Chariot here for the Archmage of Light with Earthblood and Armor of the Stars. In the fight here, Silver and Guard, backed up by some White Lines of Trace, bringing the armor piercing and that missile resistance, thanks to the cloak. And then we are going to have some Spearmen on the flank. So, very minimal on the range here. A couple of the Lothran Sea Guard in the pocket. So, Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh over on the right-hand flank. We are going to have some devoted Marauder Spears. Chaos Warriors in the middle pocket. Some more devoted Spears. More devoted Sword and Shield. And then we are going to have the big boy here. So, we are going to have the Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh on the Chaos Mount. So, here with the Soul Feeder. The Blissful Rapture, Evasion, the Favour of the Ruinous Powers with the Giver of Glory, and then Rod of Torment and a bunch of nice add-ons. Prince Seafold is going to be backing up the big boy here in the middle. It's just going to be constant damage, whether you're in melee combat or not. So that's going to be rather painful to deal with. They have some range. Lothran Sea Guard, not massively known for their armor piercing. Where's their armor piercing? 4. It's not huge. But maybe they can do some work here. Only 60 armor for the Chaos Sorcerer, so time will tell. Time will tell. Charging forward with the White Lines, they'll fight here up against the Chaos Warriors. Chaos Warriors will suffer here. They will very much lose this fight, but they look gorgeous in combat. So the White Line's going to be thumping in the front line. It's a really good fight. Like the Purple Caves going up against the White here of the White Lines. Very, very nice lore thematic battle going on here. It's really quite awesome. So in the backside, Dragon Prince is moving around. The Archmage of Life in the middle, backed up by the Death Caster. In the middle, Spearmen fighting here up against the Warriors of Slaanesh. Not going to go too well there for them. Fighting middle here in the Marauder Spears, fighting up against the Lions. And Lions also fighting here up against Chosen in the middle. So we didn't see this. 120 armor here for the bad boys with the Silver Shield. 61 melee defense is huge. Fata Buna going on in the back somewhere. I didn't see where Fata Buna went down. I heard it, but I didn't see it. But Fata Buna was certainly somewhere. That's going to be lots of damage on someone. Maybe the Chosen, I just didn't see it. We see here the Death Mage getting away. The Starwood Staff with the power of reserves, which is really handy to have that. Going to cycle through the middle here with the Archmage. She's going to kill a lot of Marauders there as she cycles through. And we are going to see here the Chaos Sorcerer is going to dive and try to get into the backside of the Lothran Sea Guard. Sigvald and in that Slippery, they're now pretty much going to have to fight in combat. There's not a lot they can do. Dragon Princes coming across the battlefield now. Sigvald will do some pretty decent damage here. Maybe kill a couple of models here if you're not careful. Balance of power pretty even. It's like actually Loopy's going to be falling behind on the damage, which is a rather interesting one. Hellstriders, double of those fighting here up against the Dragon Princes. And it's like some of the Marauder Horsemen with the magic damage coming forward here from those throwing javelins is going to be pretty good at taking down these princes. Because of course, you know, they pay for physical resistance. Looks like Fireborn coming across here to try and fight up against the Hellstriders. They are going to get away. That bonus is large is really handy. I don't actually know what it is here in total. I think it's in the teens, if I remember. So we're going to be seeing, yeah, 18 bonus versus large, which is pretty significant for a unit as themselves. So Devoted Marauders here fighting up against Spearmen. In the middle, White Lions have well and truly butchered in the front here with the help of the Archmage. Actually, it's a little bit more even than I would think it should be. But anyway, White Lions moving up to the top. In the middle there, that was some sort of spell going down on them, I think. Just can't see what. Or maybe, no, they're going to be taking damage here from the Slaanesh caster. So in the middle, White Line's going to be thumping in the pocket. And I think White Lions can actually maybe even do a bit of a number here up against Sigvald. They have enough armor-piercing value to get in there and do all the good work that is needed here for the High Elves. So Chaos Warriors actually taking a surprisingly long time to take down the Spearmen. You know, only 36 melee attack, 50 melee defense there for them. So yeah, just a bit of an interesting fight actually. But Silverhound's going to be diving through the middle. We've managed to pin in here the Chaos Sorcerer. We are going to have the Fireborn fighting in melee combat up against the big boy. That's going to be lots of drain damage. And here so far, 40 kills, 1,100 damage value. Really good stuff here in the middle. Sigvald going to be butchering a lot of the Loth and Seaguard. Looks like we're also going to be having the Armor of the Stars activated there for the Archmage. Cycling through the middle, doing some pretty... Oh, look at that. Knife and butter come to mind as we cycle through the Chaos Warriors. And it looks like there's going to be that little Doom Bolt coming down on the Fireborn. The Rod of Torment, I believe it is called. Yes, the Rod of Torment is going to do... I'll be very interested to see what sort of value we get towards the end of the game here of this big, ginormous thing. We are going to have the White Lions fighting in the middle up against Chosen. Chosen there getting some really good stats. You know, 63 melee defense is just ginormous. Anybody here cycling here with the cavalry? But of course, if you're fighting combat up against Loth and Seaguard, those spears will do rather well there for the anti-large. Brawler Horsemen trying to get away. I think trying to come to the left-hand side of the battlefield. White Lions going to be holding their own up against some Chaos Warriors. For the most part, it looks here like Hanadins is going to be getting the trades and the advantages that he wants, but it all comes down to Sigvald. Dog, how we doing, gentlemen? How we doing, my friend? The man, the myth, the legend is back in the house. How we doing? So, White Lions going to be breaking here up against the Chaos Warriors. We see in the middle of the Devoted Marauders of the Spear variety still fighting. The Lash coming through up against the Spearmen of the High Elves. And so the Marauder Horsemen going to be diving away. So a lot of units going to be fleeing here. It looks like going to be 1,500 in the advantage of the High Elves as they try and cycle through the front here of the Marauder Spears. I think one cycle charge through the middle there is going to be more than enough to break them again. No, they're going to hold. They're going to hold. I'm quite impressed. The second unit does not, though. It does shatter there. It looks like the Fireborn going to be waiting, maybe just waiting for an Earthblood or two to come in for a bit of healing. But of course, the Fated Buner of 2 has really, sold off quite a lot of the mana we have forward here for the High Elves. Looks like the Loth and Seaguard yet again getting compromised by Spearmen and the Hellstriders as well. So it looks like they're going to be fighting, pretty heroically, because it's not a fight they really want to take. But now we're going to be having Siggy in, and Siggy does what Siggy does. He's going to be bringing out that ginormous paddle and spanking all over the, these nice assert units. In the middle, the Marauder Horsemen. How much ammunition? 1 volley left there in the backside. And that seems to be it. Whip down the line here of the Spearmen. Earthblood has been activated here in the pocket. That's going to be giving those Chosen up to 60 melee attack as they're going to be fighting there with lots of weapon strength. Really nice stuff there. And it looks like Spearmen are going to be diving in. And the Fireborn have seen the end of their days. They're going to be down to 9 models. So it's probably not worth healing those there in the future. The Caster's going to be in. It's going to be 8,000 up against 7,000 value. And I think here the Paddle of Sigvald is really going to start to reign supreme. I don't know what we have left here to take care of the Chaos Sorcerer. I think it's going to be pretty tough here. Now, at the top, we are going to have Chaos Warriors diving into heroic combat. I think lots of units being continuously fighting here up against the Chaos Sorcerer Slaanesh is never going to be great. In the middle, we actually see the Fireborn returning to fight heroically up against the Hellstriders. If we break these, we could actually free up some Loth and Seaguard to fire into the pocket and take down this big, juicy element. Whip down the line. Lovely damage there up against the Spearmen. Spearmen up against Spearmen, fighting up alongside the Lions. And a nice downhill charge from the Marauder Horsemen. Shatter for the Hellstriders. Dragonborn still going with 25 leadership. Holy hell, only 200 health, 5 models left. And these boys are like, do you know what, boys? We got this. We got this. Looks like they'll be fighting alongside the Archmage here. They're just going to be trying to rout off the Marauders as quickly as possible. Siggy, where's he going to be at? I can't even see a healing cap yet, so I can't actually tell you. But he's up to 83 kills so far. And, I don't need to tell you how impressive that is. 87, 88, 750 value so far. 136 for 2,500 value on the Beastie Boy. And, damn, that's impressive. That is impressive. So, Silver and Guard, Death Mage going to be breaking. Death Mage should return. The Spirit Ritual 2 here on the, the Chaos Sorcerer amount should be pretty good. But I think here, unfortunately, the Marauders are going to be pushing off the caster, which is, a little bit unfortunate there. So, Cavalry is going to be moving in. It's going to be 8,600 for Hanadins up against 7,600 for Lupi. Balance of power, though, is going to be favouring Loopy. Super Guard here. They're still going to be taking damage. And then it's going to be army losses. That was a devastating combo. Doing good, my dude. Came to see damage Siggy will do to those Elves. Indeed, indeed. He's not going to die. He's not going to die. Isn't he? Yeah, he's not going to die, bro. How you doing, Timer, by the way? Didn't say hello. How you doing, my friend? And we're going to have Ward as well. Hello, my friend. How are we? 90 infantry. We get some generators, so there's more than just spears. Yeah, I think the problem with that is going to be this thing. The problem with just having... I don't think so. Hive players are... So see, the problem, there's a lot to that, right? And they're not traditionally anti-infantry, but White Lion certainly brought some good value to the matchup for sure. The problem is this thing: 2,580 value on the Chaos Sorcerer mount. You really need something to deal with that. But let's have a look here. Yeah, Fireborn came in a little bit under. Dragon Princess as well. But let's get the thoughts of the boys here. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
I'm good.
So, interesting matchup. Very good start there from the High Elves, and then the ascendancy of the man, the myth, the legend came forward. So, Sigvold and his mounted buddy.
Mortis.
Yes, 2,580 savage value. Yeah, pretty exceptional.
Yeah, just running over all your army and can't really do anything.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty savage to take this thing down as well. And Sigvold is just a nightmare. Like I did not see at any point Sigvold dying in this matchup. I don't think. I think White Lions. I think the White Lions did really well actually. 970, 1,100, and 780. I think overall pretty decent value. I think actually a very small unit of range as well actually did quite nicely. So 715 and 1.2k for the Loffen Sea Guard. The cavalry did suffer a little bit. I think Fireborn doing okay, but Dragon Princes and Silver Helms suffered a bit.
Yeah, they suffered a lot.
What do you think the reason for that was?
I mean, Hellstriders are monsters.
Yeah, they are.
They had support the whole time from horsemen. Well, taking them down over time, I think.
I mean, obviously the Seekers kind of got focused. I mean, Seekers are quite nice to deal with them as well. You know, magic, poison. You know, makes the match.
Yeah, the Seekers got a Fate of Buna and
yes,
immediately got.
I missed the Fate of Buna. I couldn't find it, but even so, like they did get targeted, but still 950, 970 value on the Hellstriders. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I definitely see them getting a nerf in the next patch.
Yep. I hope so.
I think they will. They can.
So what would you do differently, Haladin? Let's start with you.
Well, I have to say the mount on the Lord was a mistake. A misclick, I mean. So I didn't mean to bring a chariot.
Was it meant to be an eagle?
Yeah.
I did think that, and I was like, okay, yeah.
But I was like, yeah, why not? There is some infantry to kill. Let's go.
Listen. I was a bit confused personally. I didn't say anything on stream actually. But I was like, oh, okay, on the chariot, nice. Because I was thinking, oh, that's a nice anti-infantry option. Because obviously we were talking about it, but okay. Would the eagle have changed the matchup? Do you think?
No.
Okay.
I'm not sure what to bring as the Lord here. I think you want both. I mean, I wanted the life magic to hit the Dragon Princes, but at the same time, you need. I think you need Buna still.
So I have a couple of thoughts here. Just you know, kind of thinking in the Thunderdome. If you went for like one really cheap unit for the High Elves, so let's just say, you know, magic wise as well, you know, really good magic options for the. Sorry, can one of you drop on the High Elves? Any one of you? Yep. Thanks. with the High Elves, we obviously have the option of good range tools, like for example the Ever Queens, which also bring like the Banner of Avalon, which give like magic and stuff like that, or just even just a regular unit, for example. Could you see just like obviously I think with less ranged units, I actually saw them perform better. Could you just see one nice expensive unit of like Sisters doing quite well, or is it just going to get spammed by magic?
Well, if you remember our first game, I had Van of Slaanesh and the Lash.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just come at you, send the
More
Lash,
likely, I think you
and
wanna see
then your unit is rampage, and you don't have any shooting anymore. And there is a Mortis engine effect running all over your army. So no, I don't think you can go with elite shooting you.
So here's another idea. It is one idea, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Teclis with Flaming Sword of Ruin plus Kindle Flame on top of the talent of Torquelator?
I think talents are gonna get Lash again, Pit of Shades or something.
Yeah, might happen, and also what is the target you want to shoot at?
The big hero, the Mortis healing blob machine.
You like AP the mage.
The mage has 60 armor, right? So
Slaanesh one?
Yeah,
maybe 60, only 60.
Might be possible. Or maybe like a Metal Caster here could be quite good. Metal Caster could be good for like Plague of Rust. Could also be good for if you wanted to do say Final Transportation, Searing Doom. Could maybe be quite nice to support the infantry line or get rid of the cavalry. Is that an idea?
Not Final Transmutation, maybe Searing Doom and Plague of Rust. So you are fine to deal with Chaos Knight or maybe the Chosen of Lupi, the Chosen Lupi had. But there is too many magics you want in that matchup, to be honest.
Yes.
I'm not sure which one is the best yet, but you want the life magic, you want the lore of death, you want the lore of might even want the lore of method. So that's a lot.
Okay. Okay, so for the people at home, what about handmaidens? Could you ever see handmaidens in this matchup? Two maybe on horseback. Could you see those as some entity snipers maybe? Couple of questions on those.
I didn't play them since a very long time, but I feel they don't have enough damage to kill the Mortis.
Yeah, and the Mortis engine heals as well.
Yeah.
Time it costs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're gonna get through that.
So you guys have played on both sides. Let's jump into the matchup a little bit. How do you think it's slightly evolving this matchup? What are the important bits for Slaanesh? What are those important units? So you've seen Chaos Warriors, Devoted Marauders seem to be the main, and then obviously Skirmish Cavalry. They're the main three with Hellstriders.
Yeah, Hellstriders.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's basically the core of most Slaanesh arms.
Yeah. Would you consider? What's your favourite Lord so far that you've used in this matchup?
Do you think favorite or best?
Best.
Best Evolved, I think.
Okay.
I would love to be able to use something like Cold.
So I've got the question: why not double Sun Dragon? Well, you can actually technically go double Star Dragon. There's no reason not to. Or if you really want to be, I guess, less cheesy, maybe double Moon Dragon. Would double Moon Dragon be okay?
Can be a thing, but you pay for terror units.
It's not that useful.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about having a Lord, an Archmage on a dragon.
How do you feel about if you went Deathcaster like Spirit Leech, and then you also went like Soul Blight with if you had a Soul Blight Frostheart Phoenix mix? Could that work? Like just a mass debuff?
So I can see 1 point on the battlefield where you will be heavily winning.
What's
but
that?
On the with that combo, I mean, with the Sublight and
Yeah, so you could
Frostheart Phoenix, but what are you going to do on the other part of the battlefield?
Pray.
Since Slaanesh is massively leveling, buffing all his army by
Yeah.
casting spells.
Okay, so I guess it's maybe too much of a focused approach.
Yeah.
What other ways could we think of the matchup for the high elf side?
Well, I would like to try something
Yeah.
to improve a bit my the last approach. If you want to play again, UP.
I can play again.
Awesome.
I'd like to play as high elves as well.
Okay.
You can play on.
As you want. Take the take the high elf. You are the elves man.
So I think so. Also with the Slaanesh matchup, let's have a look here. So Marauders, what do you think is a good amount? So we saw 2 in the first one, 3. Sorry, 3 in the first one, 2 in the second one. Is there any reason why you might take 4? Why you might not take 4?
I had 4 and the horsemen or the
Yeah, the Marauder Horsemen, the cavalry, the skirmish
yeah.
cav.
Okay, sorry.
Would you take 4 ever, or was that too many?
I feel it's too many.
Okay.
You just want a couple to kill annoying stuff, but you don't have to be counter skirmishing your opponent because you are Slaanesh. And your opponent anyway, you won't try to skirmish you. And yeah, there is a solid counter in the high elf roster for your skirmish cav, so you need to be careful with it.
So, interesting question. We've seen regular Chaos Warriors, but no one's taken the Mirror Guard yet. Any reason? So, like, Mirror Guard could be really good with Sigvald, for example.
It would be.
The Sigvald really need it. Honestly.
I mean, for 100 gold, you still get the stats.
Yeah, it's only
match
100
damage.
gold.
Yeah, they are very good units, yeah. But do you really need Sigvald to be on top of them? I don't know.
But you don't have to. I mean, still for 100 gold, you get...
If you have 100 gold spare, then sure.
Yeah, then you have, like, 10 leadership, 9 melee attack, 10 melee defense.
Yeah, they are good for sure.
I was just wondering if there was any reason maybe why you didn't take them. That was all.
They wanted to try Chosen.
Chosen performed really well, especially with those buffs. They performed really well, I thought. Also, having Chosen with immune to psychology, which they've needed for like an eternity, is really good. It's really good. Like they just, I don't know why Chosen have never had immune to psychology. I don't know why, but really strong in the melee defense. I think there was also an aura on your caster. I think. I thought there was an aura.
Sigvald has a minus melee attack aura.
This is the only aura.
This is an interesting
Or
question.
you might be talking about the armor of Zrak.
Not sure.
Oh no, that's not an aura. That's only for the caster. Never mind.
So the bronze armor of Zarak, the one that gives physical resistance and immune to contact effects like poison, etc. Do you find that to be valuable in certain matchups?
You know what?
It might actually be useful against high
maybe
elves.
not.
Might be useful for the what's it called? Aiming thing.
It might be good. What you mean against the Shadow Walkers and stuff?
Oh, I don't think people would take. But against when he is flame weakness,
Mm-hmm.
be good for this.
I would rather have them maybe versus a massive poison army like the Counts or Nurgle. Maybe it can be good.
Okay. Because somebody in my chat the other day, or in my Discord, was saying that he was asking me some reasons as to when or why you would take it. I haven't really found a value. So I think it's like 150 or 200 gold. I can't remember, but I've never found.
200. It's 200. Maybe versus Cinch. You know what? Can be good.
So let's have a look. A couple of things here. I feel like Slaanesh is kind of like Brett in a way. Whenever I go with Elf faction against Brett, I have to forfeit the Cav fight. Oh yeah, we saw this one because Brett specializes in strong Slaanesh 2. Basically, they need the build that is a mixture of High Elf and the second High Elf build. The first game High Elf build had the range to kill, The altar, but the second one didn't. Forfeit that expensive cav because the first game Slaanesh cheaper cav got no value because there was no target for them. Okay. Ward, I think no. I don't think there is a. It got removed. The double star dragon. I'll double check. It got removed. It may have got put back on. I don't think so. I'll double check for you.
It's legal.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, Star Dragon, rare single entity. You can take 2. Oh, that's kind of broken. Actually, you can take 3 dragons.
Yep.
I don't know about this. I think you're still limited to 2 breath attack.
I don't think there is a limit anymore.
No, I don't think there's a limit. I don't think because you can take 2 Terrorgeist plus a black dragon.
Sadly, yeah, but that's a cheese, and it shouldn't be allowed.
I know. But I'm saying you can. I'm not saying you
Yeah,
should. I'm not saying you should, but you can.
Yeah, we can, but
So you could take Moon Dragon, Double Star Dragon. I mean, that's absurd. Plus a L'Oreal. That's absurd, man. Like that's absurd. Plus, then you could also go full kite build. Because you could actually take 4 skirmish cav plus 2 chariots. That is actually disgusting. What the hell? Okay, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that, please. I instantly see Loopy lock in. Oh dear God. Okay, so we've also seen no artillery. Any reason as to no artillery? Just a quick note on that. Why no artillery from the High Elves?
do you really need to kill slowly something versus Slaanesh? Something that could possibly force you to move.
Yeah,
And there is only one shooting unit in Slaanesh. It's a skirmish cav, so Slaanesh will come at you.
Yeah, so I guess you just want units that are slightly more mobile, right?
It's not like Chaos Warrior. There is a cannon. It's not like there is nothing in Slaanesh rosters. So why do that?
On Fruit Wars, you can take Double Star Dragon. Yeah, spot on, yeah. You can actually take Double Star Dragon and Moon Dragon. And in theory, you definitely can't afford it. Actually, let's see what counts as rare single entities, because I know High Elves has always been a bit dodgy. I always feel like it's been slightly favoured High Elves. No, okay, that's quite... to be fair, you could even take, actually, Double Moon Dragon and, like, an Arcane Phoenix. Even then, if it's only limited to 2 Breath Attacks. You could Flamestorm that beast up.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
So limit on... let's have a look at Slaanesh whilst we're waiting, so if there's any limitations there. Yeah, they've limited the
shrine to 1.
The shrine, yeah. Imagine if you could have 2.
Well, 3, yeah.
Yeah, the rare single entities, you can take 3. Oh, God. Oh, that's an interesting pick. Yeah, I quite like this Hanadans. That's quite interesting.
I don't know if I like, but we'll see.
It's a very good test. I mean, there's some units in here that could either do really well or could do poorly. So it's quite expensive, though. Oh, Loopy, my boy.
We'll see.
Wow, what madness is it?
I'm reaching for the stars here, I think.
He's gone to church. He's prayed. He's prayed to the god. He's prayed to Cain, I think, here. So we're going to be having triple Phoenix Guard. Maybe. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to love and leave you. I'll see you afterwards.
Wow.
Good luck, have fun. Alright, so, Triple Phoenix Guard plus 4 units of Spearmen, 3 Skirmish Chariots, a Lawmaster of Hobeth, and a Death Archmage. Oh, okay. That's very interesting. There are units that could do well or could do poorly. The top tier analysis we're all here for. Exactly, Typhoon. That's all we give is top tier analysis. That's all we do here. So we have Hellstriders and Marauder Horsemen in the middle. So I think it's just 3 Skirmish, 2 of the Hellstriders, and a bucketload of infantry. So we're going to be having a mixture of Devoted Marauders, Chaos Warriors, and some Chosen in here as well. Yeah, so we've got Chosen there as well. 61 melee defense, and ITP and physical resistance, which is just absurd levels of... just absurd levels there, really. Absurd levels of defense. So we are going to have Azazel, I think is how it's pronounced. I do butcher this name every time. So yeah, there we go. Painful of Slaanesh with the whip, the Demon Blade. I'm surprised we're not going to go for. I think if you're going to go Azazel, I think we need to have Phantasmagoria. I don't know why. I just think it's great, but of course then you're not really bolstering on the Blissful Rapture so much. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting argument for sure. I have seen it work before. So, Archmage of Death on a Moondragon here. And then we are going to have triple of the Tyrannox going forward. Tyrannox do have 80 armor. So they could... I don't really know the armor piercing on these guys. It can't be very high. Oh, it's 7! That's actually quite impressive. So they're going to cycle forward. They're going to try and not get shot. 7 armor piercing is pretty decent for javelins. Phoenix Guard is basically just a spear box plus a Lawmaster with Earthblood. So that's going to be good anti-infantry here. He's got pretty decent stats. What's his bonus as infantry? It's going to be like 10 or something. 16. That's actually really good. So it is a... I mean, we do actually have, you know, Azazel in the sky. But if we had Lawmaster going up against... Siggy, maybe that could have been an interesting matchup. I still think Siggy, I mean, maybe Lawmaster plus another hero character on the floor could do quite well. You could have Lawmaster plus Tyrion, maybe. It could have been quite a nice combo. Hive players love affair with spears and halberds is killing them. Yeah, but don't forget, they also have to deal with cavalry as well. Also, a lot of these guys pay for very high melee defense, and melee defense, you know, certainly transfers more than melee attack does. So we're going to cycle through in the middle here. Good damage from the chariots as they get through the devoted marauders. But yeah, perhaps you're right, Ward. Perhaps you're right. I think if you do have some Swordmasters of Hoeth, I feel they're just going to get ruined by the cultist. But the Phoenix Guard, you know, are going to see the same fate. So we'll have to see. In the middle, we're just going to have the Gate of Slaanesh. So she's actually going to be on this with the Giverous Torturous and the Favorous Ruinous. So yeah, interesting stuff. Breath attack down the line, but missing here on the Chosen. That's unfortunate. Azazel will more than likely get away. Deathcaster here with Faded Buna plus Spirit Leech. And the Book of Hoeth for the power recharge rate. And Arcane Conduits. 200% is pretty decent. So we're going to fight here up against the Cultist. The Dragon, it will get in and do some really good work. Phoenix Guard on the backside are going to be holding. They will be taking tick damage thanks to the Cultist. Chaos Warriors here, 44 melee defense, 48 melee attack there, so that'll do okay in general. Lots of armor piercing, physical resistance as well, and they're also going to be having that martial mastery, giving more melee attack. In the backside, cycle charging up against the devoted marauders, triple of the Tyrannox doing all the good work. They've got to be careful of the Hellstriders though. These boys get into combat with the Tyrannox. It's going to be rather dicey, I think. So the Dragon's going to get away here. We have the Demonettes of Slaanesh that have been summoned in the backside here to fight up against the Phoenix Guard. And it looks like the Cultist's still going to be fighting. I think we kept the Dragon on here. We could do some pretty good business. Lawmaster's going to be helping the front line. Value here is going to be even. So Slaanesh is going to take the lead, and that's not looking good there for the High Elves if that's the case. I feel like the High Elves have to take a very quick, dominating lead. So Breath Attack down on top of the big War Shrine. Now, the War Shrine is well and truly on its own. And Azazel's now going to be fighting in combat. I don't know if this is good for him. He does cause Discourage. He's going to be using his ability here, the Demon Blade. Yeah, I think that's certainly a bold fight for sure to be taking there. But 520 weapon strength up against 500. Maybe Azazel actually could do some bits here, actually. I think maybe have to be careful here. A very interesting fight indeed. So the two are going to go head-to-head here. Good damage on the Archmage. Fighting in the front, still doing some good work. Phoenix Guard moving in. I think Phoenix Guard pretty good anti-large there. It's a 20. Pretty decent. And it looks like still holding strong is going to be the Lawmaster fighting alongside Spearman, taking down those Chosen of Slaanesh. A couple of Earthbloods here and there certainly could do quite well. Spirit Leech going down on Azazel. That's going to be good constant damage there. We need a heal for the Archmage if at all possible. Skirmish Cavalry in the middle. Still cycle charging here with those Tyrannox. The Beforic Musk has been activated, giving them those debuff on stats. Phoenix Guard really dwindling in numbers in the backside here. Devoted Marauders fighting. And it looks like the Archmage is going to get away with that. I think here Azazel's still going to be following and trying to fight. I think you probably want to hang around the middle here. Get a kill on the Lawmaster and the Archmage. We're going to try and turn the burn. Breath attack misses. The breath attack misses. Really unfortunate. But now I think we're going to come after Azazel. Could be a snap on the ankles here. We're going to miss. Can we take care of the cultist though? If we go down on the cultist, we're going to get a rear charge from Azazel. So we need to have something nice and close by. We're going to be shooting here with the Tyrannox. They'll do some good damage on Azazel. Oh, nice hit there for the Moondragon. We're getting in lots of damage. Healer in the middle is also going to be catching the Tyrannox. That's really needed here in the backside. Cavalry moving across. Azazel was super close here. 675 health. Tyrannox still firing in. They're going to be missing. Oh, 400 there for Azazel. Going down to 200. Spirit Leech. And that is going to be him falling. This could be the turn for the battle here. For the end of the days here of the supremacy of Slaanesh. Running away is going to be the cultists. Really dwindling down here. We do see the Lawmaster, who's going to have some pretty good weapon stats here. Of course, going to be debuffed thanks to poison. But as you can see, probably about 360 in total. In the backside, Tyrannox going to be fighting hand-to-hand up against the Marauder Horseman. But we do see here that the Dragon is suffering. 2,200 healing cap has been present. Skirmish is doing the business. Probably pretty good values here in the backside. 580, not too bad so far. Tyrannox, 54, 840. Not bad overall, not bad overall. Lord actually breaks. Paladins is going to be the lead by 600 damage. It's not too much to write home about. Infantry still going to be holding. As the cultist runs away, I don't know if this still counts. No, it looks to be that the damage is probably still going to be affecting. Yeah, it is. Once they chase that, damage is still going to be affecting. They probably just want to get away from this thing and allow the Dragon to chase it, or get the Tyrannox to chase it, because they're going to be taking constant damage here, which is going to be more and more dwindling into the side of Hanadin's favour. It's actually going to be the cultist, even when broken, is going to be drawing this fight into its favour, which is horrifying to think about. The Dragon's going to be on the floor, getting pushed off by the Marauder Horseman. Tyrannox going to be breaking. One left here on the battlefield, holding true. Really close here, guys. It's really close. Skirmish still on the outside, still fighting. Tyrannox are going to be diving forward heroically, trying to see if they can save. It's going to be the Shatter. It's going to be army losses. GG's and well played. That was the definition of squeaky bum time there, coming forward from Slaanesh. The squeakiest of bum times, I think, there. Very interesting stuff. 1,100 for the cultist. Very interesting. 2.2 there for Azazel. Wow, very interesting. I really like the Lawmaster pick. I think the Lawmaster pick is quite nice, actually. I'm very interested to see. What their thoughts are. Gentlemen, what a game! What a game! I'm going to say now, Hanadins, that was the definition of squeaky bum time. And I thought what was quite interesting is even though that the cultist had broken at the end there, she was still causing damage.
Yeah,
which was painful to watch. It was painful to watch there for Luffy, man. I'm so sorry.
yeah. It is. It's the same thing with Festus. He's draining your units when playing. So yeah, that's annoying. Please see I change that.
Yeah, I think when he breaks, it should not affect. I don't think.
Yeah,
But
it should do something. I mean, it shouldn't do anything. Sorry.
so let's start off with the high elves. Tyrannok chariots from both of you. Did you find them annoying, Hanadins? And Loopy, how did you find using them?
You know what?
Oh, they were good.
I'm almost convinced.
Almost.
Almost.
They were very on the value point 1.1, 1,000, and 900. So pretty consistent across the board. Very well used, and paid for themselves.
Disclaimer though, because they did some value, because I had a Diesel, and by shooting at him at the end.
How do you feel about the
But-
Lawmaster pick?
Well, he
Yeah.
has it.
Fine.
I thought he did great. I think also, I mean, how does he match up against Sigvold? Could he help in that matchup perhaps?
Oh no.
No. It's a huge get wrecked in your face for.
I think he probably beat 2 Lawmaster.
Yeah, I was thinking a Lawmaster plus Tyrion and then a caster. Would it be possible? Maybe like a debuff as well. Could that combination do quite well?
He's
Wait.
really just here for supporting the front line and
He's here for the Earth's blood. That's it.
How do you feel
It's making your
about
front-
Tyrion on horseback with a Lawmaster caster that could, if you brought Sigvold, you could challenge, and Tyrion beats him anyway, but then you could have Spirit Leech, you can have healing with Earthblood, and then also a character that can fight pretty well in combat, even up against like Chosen, etc.
I don't see the point of having the Lord Master if you have Tyrion already.
Yes, okay. So you just rather take a caster with more important magic. Okay.
Yeah. Like Yuna, for example.
Phoenix Guard, a little bit all over the board. One got 1,450, 380 for the other, and 630 for the third. So a little bit all over the place. How did you find them, Loopy?
yeah, I thought some of them ones not. I think it's a good idea. Maybe 3 is too much.
Mm-hmm. Do you think just one maybe might be the way, or 2?
I would say 2 might be decent.
Okay. So on the other side, how did you find the Cult of Slaanesh, Paladins? So obviously you took that rather than the caster, and that gave you the summon. So how did you feel
Yes,
about
because you already have the
that? Azazel, yeah.
the casters. So yeah, you don't take a second caster. And so you take the cultist, so you have the summon for 300 more than the usual shrine.
Yeah, the summon got in the back and did some good damage for sure.
The summon did well.
I actually thought Chosen did really well in this matchup.
Yeah, I was surprised as well. It's nice.
Yeah.
Chosen not really fighting
attack
against the
missed.
Lawmaster.
They should have done less because the Barret's attack was well placed on them, and for some reason destroyed
Just-
like 2
it just-
chosen of the units and not
So-
the
Hanging
units.
back.
They were in an L shape, so the breath attack hit the front of the L, like the bottom part of the L,
I think
and
you
then
completely missed the unit.
yeah. So basically, it targeted on the closest end, which is where the L bit where it comes across. It tried to hit the front and then just missed completely down the line.
Okay.
Yeah, which was unfortunate. I thought you might faint if Bune them actually. But of course, that's a lot of winter magic. But yeah, otherwise, Skirmish Cavalry still paid for itself. Warriors of Chaos did okay. I actually find Chosen to be a little bit more efficient in this matchup compared to Warriors of Chaos.
Indeed. I think so.
So maybe even, would you go double Chosen maybe, and then just devoted Marauders for the rest?
I don't know if I have the money to do that.
Oh, you dropped
You get
you
rid
dropped
of-
both the Chaos
Rid
Warriors,
of the
right?
warrior.
Yeah, but I need to finish the build then.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yeah, I can do that.
And Azazel looked pretty good, even up against the Moondragon. It fought pretty well.
Well, I have better stats, just I shouldn't fight like this, but
You got
I can do
2.2k
things.
value. Like I thought stat wise actually it kind of benefited you.
yeah, but opponent has some heal. I don't.
Right.
And I've got value on the Phoenix Guard with the Wisp as well. So it was not all about the dragon, the 1v1.
Right. Well, let's see
How
what
much
people
value
say.
did the dragon get? You see?
2.1.
Okay.
It'd be quite nice, actually. I know this would be quite difficult for CA, but if you had like a category where you could have like spell damage, and then you could have like the melee damage, if that makes sense. So you could have like if Spirit Leech and Fated Buna came together and they had their damage, and you could have the damage what the dragon, the breath attacks of the caster on when they fight, what they do.
I'd like to see the healing values.
Yes.
How much value they got from you.
Yeah. Your Archmage did have its healing cap present by at least 25% the last time I looked, at least. So there was some good healing for sure.
There is a lot of stuff that actually would be interesting to see. It's not very doable because there is too much things
there's
you
some
want
really
to
good mods.
see.
There's some really good mods.
For example, damage you tanked actually. I kind of wanna see damage you healed. And
there is a
how
good
you
mod
damage.
that does summons as well. There's a mod that calculates summons for you. So if you summon a unit, it will say summoned value, which is also pretty useful.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a cool stuff.
There's also a new one that's come out for domination where you can actually see like capture weight. So for example, if the red team has domination point 2, it will show how much capture weight it has in its advantage, which is actually really nice tool.
So you mean you have 10 versus 8, so you are still getting points.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
nice. Yeah.
There's some really good mods out there for sure, but of course then we all have to be on those mods. But yeah, no, very interesting. Some very interesting stuff. Hellstriders, one did well, one didn't. But otherwise, yeah, looks yeah. I think it's interesting.
One went a little bit too straight in the Phoenix Guard.
Lovely.
So yeah, a very elite anti-large unit is able to kill the Hellstrider. Woohoo!
Yeah.
At least they have something to die against.
So there was a question here. There was a statement about you guys only taking spearmen and not taking anti-infantry units. Do you have any purposes why you've taken more of a spear box than, say, sword masters or anything else like that, or rangers, for example? What's your purpose there?
Sword master will just end with the wisp and the shrine on the face.
Yeah.
We tried actually more units. We tried the White Lions, that did well. We tried the Silverine Guards, but it's not doing that great, honestly.
Yeah, I think the White Lions are doing better.
Yeah. I think my friend Kolia is just go spears and White Lion.
I can't help but think if the Pure Main Company would do quite nicely with like a Swordmaster, because then you get Guardian, add on the Lawmaster, maybe. Could that be a combination?
Which one, sorry?
The Pure Main Company, so they give you Guardian.
Oh yeah.
Just a thought.
Could be okay. The Armor Sundering, which might
be pretty good against Chosen. They'll do quite nicely against Chosen for sure.
So far, we've all been using Law of Slaanesh, and there's been no Pit of Shades.
This is true.
No.
Pit of Shades, of course, has been nerfed as well, but it's still pretty strong.
Deletes.
It still deletes, yeah. So there was a couple more bits and bobs here on the side.
I think I would probably cut some Phoenix Guard and get maybe the Fireborn. Fireborner, actually.
You get rid of Phoenix Guard and bring the Fireborn. I think the Fireborn did quite nicely in that last matchup. Did you guys want to do one more, or?
I will have to go.
No problem.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can finish up by certainly going over some ideas. So
yeah, we can do that. I can stay like 10 minutes more. And...
Okay. So we've gone through quite a few different ideas. We've seen that actually Chosen operates quite nicely. Devoted Marauders, the Hellstriders, and what about Seekers? Obviously, Seekers can be quite good against like Dragon Princes, for example. You know, AP, magic damage, poison. It's kind of the perfect trifecta. Do you see any value in Seekers?
I do.
On the paper, yeah, but
Yeah.
if High Elf is playing, you know, like
I
we
think
are,
if you're gonna take Seekers, then you need more. This doesn't value gone.
Mm-hmm.
You have to commit a bit.
just imagine, so if the High Elf go for a full infantry army, they're not going. They are not going to do anything.
Seekers?
Yeah.
Not bad against like White Lions.
Yeah. Okay. Against White Lion, that's true. But I fear that they get shoot to death or end spell to death. Might be a bit risky, but you can try, I guess.
So we obviously saw the skirmish chariots, and we saw they did quite nicely. Of course, you know they're a little bit tankier. You still have pretty decent armor piercing on the Slaanesh skirmish cavalry. It's like 7 AP per missile, which is actually pretty decent. Could you see Illyrian Reavers doing well here after seeing the chariots, or did the chariots? Obviously, chariots did good against the infantry, but what else? Hey,
No, I don't see Reavers doing anything.
How you doing, Geese? Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Or maybe if you try a full cav build as High Elf.
Could you
It
do
would be
like
boasty.
Illyrian Reaver with Illyrian Reaver archers? A bit of a mixture there. Like an a cav mixture where you've got, you know, couple of roadblocks.
In that case, maybe.
What about this?
In that case, maybe, you know
cavalry
what?
is much faster. Striders plus Marauders.
Right, I'm going to throw an absolute curveball in there. This is a curveball. So, how would you feel about Shadow Walker, Illyrian Reaver Archer build?
I would say if you want to have mobility, go for full mobility.
Yeah.
So
With,
just go full
In a
cavalry.
build like that, the Shadow Walkers will slow down.
Okay.
they will, but don't know. I'm not convinced. I tried them sometime and I'm not convinced at all.
I mean, the Shadow Walkers will slow down the High Elf arm. The rest of it is so fast.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, so I wouldn't go. Barrage.
I've seen some Rotonian going with a lot of cavalry versus Slaanesh. Why not? As I have do
If
the
you
same
do
thing.
that, then I think you need heavy cavalry. The
Yeah.
light ones.
So you need Fireborn, Dragon Princes,
Yeah, you need yeah.
Silver Helms.
The Lion Chariots with okay.
Okay, yeah, Lion Chariots of Chase could be pretty good. They'll be good against the skirmish cavalry, good armor, good missile resistance. They could actually do quite well there. And then, would you go with Larry then for a bit of a hill build?
No.
That's a good question.
What's that?
I would. You can argue that Larry is good, but you maybe want to have a dweller. I don't know, and you maybe you want another lord.
So you could go Larry, and you could bring Tempest, Earthblood, Fast Protection maybe.
Yeah, or you take
Yeah,
a
could
mage
be.
on a dragon.
Yeah, maybe Archmage on a dragon is a better choice.
Archmage on a dragon. So if you go Archmage on a dragon, you bring in life magic. So Earthblood.
Also the dwellers.
Blood Dwellers. Space.
Yeah, it's basically to bring dwellers, isn't it? I mean, I guess you get Tempest with Larry, so if you do go Azazel, you've got that perhaps, but you're only bringing that for him, I guess, so that's a bit of a risk.
Azazel is quite niche, to be honest. The meta pick is Siggy, so. And yeah, with Larry you lack. You don't have anything to kill Siggy. With the dragon you have at least something.
You could bring the Bunavisha, so it gives magical attacks and immune to psychology.
Yeah, this is for sure something you want to bring if you are committing with Larry.
And of course, Star of Avalon is always going to be great. With triple chariot, that is, triple line chariot. I mean, you could go triple line chariots. You could then also maybe bring some nobles and something along that line, and then some cavalry alongside that.
Maybe you can. I'm not fan of the chariot blob. But you can have maybe one with good macro should be enough.
Quick question from Geese: how well does the High Elf Flyers do in this matchup? So, how do you guys feel about like Omen of Assyrian? How do you feel about like Star Dragons, etc.?
Well, they have good tools.
Mm-hmm.
Vortex of the Phoenix Arcanic and I mean the Storm, sorry, and the Breath Attack from Dragon are cool. The issue from Dragon is that they are fighting a full, I mean, the psychology army.
Yes.
So in terms of leadership, you are going to have zero impact. But if you remove that, they are great on the paper because there is not a lot of pew in the Slaanesh roster.
Another question from Az402080. Teclis / Life on Eagle, Arcane, Fireborn, Silverends, and Loffen Unshielded is his question. So that'd be Teclis and a Life Mage on an Eagle, with an Arcane Phoenix.
Whoa.
I think it's either Teclis or either
Teclis
the
or a
Arcane.
Life Mage.
Yeah, I think it's.
I assume he's saying that for Dwellers maybe as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if Teclis is on the floor or not. Oh no, sorry. I think it'd be Teclis or Life on Eagle. Actually, sorry, I misread that.
What?
So it'd be Teclis or a Life Mage, plus an Arcane Phoenix, Fireborn, Silverin. Could you go for Fire build here?
I think Fire build is a gimmick.
Like if you brought like Flaming Sword of Ruin, you went Magic Fire, you give Fire weakness.
What's the fire gonna do?
Yeah, I'm just spitballing here. Yeah, I don't know. Teclis or Life Glass Lord. Yeah. Sorry, I'm with you now, man. I'm with you now. Just me being slow today. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I feel a full fire build is too much.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Could you ever see
Phoenixes are good.
Could you see an Ever Queens or a Sisters in there ever?
I don't think so.
I think they're just
it's pretty risky.
What about like a Frostheart or a Flamefire Phoenix?
You know what? If your opponent if you know that your opponent is a huge fan of the Pit of Shade, you may try to go for it and then dodge the Pit of Shade.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's a no, I would say.
I would say Phoenixes are good. Arcane probably the
preferred, I'd say, because I like the Ember Storm. Pretty decent armor piercing, could do well against Chosen.
Healing.
Yeah, healing, good resistances, lots of AP, good stats, very fast as well, like 120 speed. That'll catch Azazel, won't it? I think.
It should, I think.
Yeah, but once again, the Azazel is pretty niched.
Yeah, of course. I think Azazel would win that matchup anyway. I think, but. Okay, so there's been lots of interesting questions for sure. I think we say the meta pick is Sigvold, right?
I would say so.
I would say so.
Like meta pick is. Would you say Cultist or would you say Caster?
Well, you have Siggy, so you are supposed to take the Caster.
Caster, yeah. And if you take a Caster Lord, for example, a Herald or Azazel, then you'd go Cultist.
Then you go the Cultist.
Yeah. Okay. And then 2 to 3 Marauder Horsemen Skirmish Cavalry, 3 or 4 Hellstriders, front line of Marauders, Chosen, and maybe 1 or 2 Chaos Warriors would probably do you quite well as Slaanesh, right?
Chaos Knights did well also first game,
yeah.
So you
I quite like those.
Might want to consider them.
Would you go Lances or would you just go regular Chaos Knights for the melee defense?
I will go regular Chaos Knight with Slaanesh. Because as they have the devastating flankers, they remove some charge bonus to the Chaos Knight of with lances, which they didn't with the Chaos Knight with swords.
That's interesting because that's pretty much what you pay for with the Chaos Knights with lancers.
Yeah, you lost 20 charge bonus.
So one thing we didn't see today was the Eternal Entourage. is this a cavalry unit? Because of course, you know, cavalry with perfect vigor is rather powerful.
It's the Eternal Entourage.
It's the Regiment of Renowned Heartseekers.
Oh, okay.
Would you ever see those?
Well, I would say Fate of Buna.
Yeah, okay.
And
I think Elite Cav is generally
just poor.
it's
for them really well.
yeah, you have a 600 cav that costs a lot, so it's very risky.
Okay.
And
So we've gone over Slaanesh. What would you say is a generic build for High Elves? If one of you pops onto High Elves for me. Thank you. So with High Elves, what we've seen so far is sort of a mixture between Silver and Guard.
I would say not Silverine, just Spears.
Just Spears.
Couple of White Lion.
Okay.
Seaguards. The rest is, do you want to... You might want to try Chariots, you might want to try...
Do you have to go...
Dragon Princes.
Do you have to go Sea Guard, or could you just do regular Archers if you want to save a bit of money? Or do they just break too easily?
That's a good question.
Because they got more range. They're significantly cheaper.
A bit more range, yeah.
And if
maybe you know what? It's not. Maybe not. I mean,
you're saving quite a bit of money.
It's a good reason to take archers, I guess. The idea of having Cigar is that they don't die to Elf Riders in melee.
At least they don't die fast.
Well, yeah, I think they still die. At least that's what I saw. And also, if they do get compromised archers or there's any magic on them, you're not really that bothered, right?
Then you do that. Then you can add some chariots maybe if you liked what Lupe did.
Or what you could do, just as a theory, you could go double archers in the middle pocket with double Lothran, one on either side.
Maybe too much archers, but I see what you mean.
But there was 4 in the first game, and I thought the 4 was actually pretty decent, and at least that saves you, 250 gold, and you can put that elsewhere. Like, for example, bring in your White Lions.
Yeah, that is
very tricky because you need the archers to kill the Mortis engine. The way to protect archers.
Yeah, you need to take care of that Mortis engine somehow. Just thinking, what else could you do here? So, if let's say you do go Siggy, could you take Pure Main Company plus Lawmaster and then a hero of like a caster of some description? Maybe take, for example, Death Mage with Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna.
So who's your lord? Tyrion?
No, Lord would just be Deathcaster.
As Lupe did last game, so.
Yeah, so just be Deathcaster with Spirit Leech, Fate of Buna, Lawmaster with healing, just with Earthblood, Pure Main Company, double White Lions.
I think if you have Buna plus Earthblood plus
maybe it's too much mana.
It's too much. Yeah, you remove one of the 3. And if you keep Buna, you won't cast it more than one time.
Yeah. Okay, well maybe remove the Lawmaster then. Maybe the Lawmasters. I don't see the point in the Pure Main Company then.
No, you know what? It's not dumb to have an Earthblood.
To be fair, actually, Armor Sundering is still pretty decent.
I would take healing.
Or you could, I tell you what, you could drop Spirit Leech and just take Fate of Buna.
Yes, you could. It's doable as well. You delete 1 unit of Slaanesh and then you're fine.
So what have you got? You got 1,200 gold left. You probably take an extra spear here, right? You probably take 5 spears. 4 spears, right?
White Lion.
4 spears, and then.
And
you got
mount am I taking for my lord? Eagle or what?
Probably Eagle, right?
Dragon.
Can you afford Dragon? Dragon would be good, yeah. Dragon. You got 200 gold left. What would you spend your 200 gold on? Is the question.
You remove 1 archer and you put 1 Sigurd instead.
Yeah, you could do that. I don't think that's terrible.
For gold.
Well, I'll tell you what, or you just drop the extra archer and you just go an extra spearman.
Can do that as well, yeah.
I think that's better actually. If you just drop the extra that and just put the extra spearman, I think actually that's maybe not a bad build. That's not terrible. I quite like the dragon princes in there as well. Gives you good element to heal.
It's kind of a mix of the two builds we did.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. You got some good, you know, armor piercing anti-infantry with the white lines. I know they're not specifically anti-infantry, but they deal with the like chosen, etc. Lawmaster the bolter with some healing at the front. Plus he gives encourage as well, which is quite nice. Yeah, maybe. I mean, what do you think about the build? Is there anything you changed there? Obviously, you have no skirmish here, so you don't have your chariots.
I wouldn't go for the Lord Master.
You would.
Otherwise, I think, yeah.
What would you put instead?
Just a life caster.
Just a life caster instead.
I don't think it's worth it, but that's my personal opinion. And
so if you
can do that.
Let's say you drop the Lawmaster, and then we just drop the pure main and make them regular white lines. That gives us.
I like the Lawmaster because he can your front line die instantly.
Well, let's play devil's advocate for now. Let's play devil's advocate. You've got 1,200 left. What would you do, Hanadins? What would you do with that instead? With that 1,200 gold?
1,200.
Would you just bring in an extra unit of something else? Would you bring in?
Wait, let me copy Loopy's build.
800 left. I could take another.
You could take another white line, yeah. And you still have Earthblood in the front. I mean, the problem is the Life Mage is not going to. I mean, the Life Mage still lets encourage, but it's just not going to fight very well. You pay 500 for a melee caster, I guess. The problem is here. I don't know if you've got enough to kill Sigvald, right? But
you have the dragon. You have the dragon on Joe. You can do things.
He's got ITP, right? So,
yeah, of course he does.
Yeah.
But I mean, the dragon has a AP damage with a brass attack as well. So on the paper you can do things. So yeah, I've got 800 with what I have.
I think.
I can put the chariots.
I think for you, Loopy, I think you have to have Starwood Staff. If you're going to go Mage of Life with the hero, you have to go Starwood Staff, right? For the mana reserves.
I have Book of Hoeth on Lord.
I think it's more important for the reserves, though, no?
Yeah, I think I agree with logic on that.
Because there's quite a lot of mana reserves. You get what, 40% mana reserves? That's 4 times Death Magic passive. Oh no, sorry, I've got Slaanesh bots. Sorry, 1 second. Hide user on channel. Go away. Go away, evil things. Good.
Right, so I think if we are good, I'm going to
Show off. Well, thank
you there.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate that. I hope everyone at home also appreciates that. Yeah, we came to some really good conclusions today. Just yet again, guys, just whilst these two here before they shoot off, do go check out their channel. We have the ODM guys here. Thank you again for that. The first one is going to be that YouTube, and the second one is going to be their Twitch. So just go on for me, give them a little follow and subscribe there for me. That would mean quite a bit. These guys give up, of course, their free time to pop on and help us all learn together. So thank you very much, guys, for doing this today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Logic, to be there and to share the channels.
No, of course, anytime. But yeah, thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and the weekend, and then we'll let the guys know if we're either back next week or maybe the week after.
Yeah, we'll discuss about it. For this tourney, there is one tourney per day, and I'll try to find a matchup for Pontalana to come.
Oh,
like it's boring. It's boring to play versus dwarves, but yeah. It's we just find something with Scorn.
Do you have
with Scorn?
Do you have a tournament this weekend? Do you have a tournament?
Yeah, we have, and there is the Verminding as well from Human Boys. So plenty of Land Battles tournaments this weekend.
If you want to share, the link in my YouTube now, feel free to, and then people can join.
Let me find it, and then There is first one is Verminding from Human Boy, and second one is the Challenger of the Grail tournée from ODM.
Nice, nice, nice.
They want to retire for him, just for him. Try to convince Panta, Xypher, and then yeah.
Convince him we need a dwarf matchup next. I need my boys back in town. Alright, gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm going to pop off and finish off the stream, but thank you again and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, see ya.
Cheers, guys. So thank you very much to ODM again for taking part. We've obviously done, I think, don't quote me, I think this is our third video on this. So, third live stream, yeah. So we did Chaos vs. Skaven. We then did Tzeentch vs. Dark Elves. And we've now done, or we are now doing, of course, you know, Slaanesh versus the High Elves, which I think has been a pretty fun, it's a pretty fun matchup for sure. There's really good elements towards this build, and hopefully you guys can, what I'm going to try and do for the videos coming forward is I'm going to try and break these down, all of the live streams, I'm going to break them down into videos. So I'll have a live stream section, so if you want to see some more detail, like lots of detail, and actually see the matchups in action, you can also do that. And then I'll break them down into smaller videos so you guys can just nitpick little bits, you know, probably 6 to 8 minutes worth of content where you guys can have the build in mind that, you know, you can certainly take forward and, you know, use at your own leisure. The last thing that I will say is that to finish up stream, we have, you know, a pretty big announcement really, but probably the biggest announcement that we can put forward here for multiplayer Warhammer, which is going to be the WWC, which is the Warhammer World Championships. So this is something that I'm going to be heavily involved in myself. It should be going live. I'm going to do a video on this, just to, you know, kind of update everybody with what's going to be happening in total. It won't be a very long video, short one. I'll put it on soon just to go through what it's all about. But basically, I did this a year ago, really enjoyed it, actually played in it myself. Casted a couple of bits here and there. I was brand new when it started. But it is really, really good. And if you want to push yourself in multiplayer Warhammer itself, it's going to be in domination for many reasons that we have discussed as a team. But basically, long story short, if you want to challenge up against some of the best players in Warhammer, the multiplayer scene, this is the place to do it. I'm going to be sharing all of the videos that I get sent forward as I'm part of the media team and admin side. I'll be just doing what I can to basically make the event as great as it possibly can be. So, that being that, thank you very much for watching today. If you did enjoy, do of course smash that like button. It really, really does help. And subscribe if you haven't already. The last 2 videos that I put out have absolutely smashed it. Like, the last 2 videos have been insane. I did a High Elf versus Wood Elf one, which was really awesome. That absolutely smashed it. That's in my top 5 ever videos that I've ever casted, which is insane. And then another one that broke top 10, I think it was like 7th or 8th, was the Eliphanar one, which was super awesome. So thank you so much for the support, guys, all the subscribes and everything like that. So thank you very much for that yet again. Yeah, guys, take care of yourselves, and there'll be more content coming soon. So see you there.